Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. We'll hold on for just a few minutes to allow everyone to join in, and then we'll begin. All right. I believe we have a good number of participants now. Let's proceed. Hello once again. Welcome to today's activation session. My name is James, and I will be conducting today's session. Before we begin, I also want to briefly address some feedback we received from the last activation session. A number of participants mentioned that there wasn't enough time to properly ask questions. I sincerely apologize for that. So to help us manage time more efficiently today, if you have any questions as the session progresses, kindly drop them in the in-meeting chat, and I'll address them during a Q&A segment at the end of the session. Thank you once again for your patience and participation. Now, with that said, let's get into today's session. Today, we're going to walk through some of the core earning pathways within the Coinverve ecosystem, specifically the yield generation framework and the Coinverve Network Reward System. The goal of this session is to help you clearly understand how capital moves with Coinverve, how different systems within the ecosystem generate yield, and how participants can position themselves within those structures. We'll also break down the different earning pathways in a way that's simple and practical to understand. So, before we begin, please keep your microphones muted to avoid background noise. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free again to drop them into the in-meeting chat. We'll have a Q&A session toward the end. All right. Give me a moment to share my screen here. Now, before we talk about the earning pathways themselves, it's important to first understand the idea behind the Coinverve yield generation framework. Coinverve is not designed as a random earning platform where capital simply moves without structure. The entire ecosystem is built around the idea of structured capital movement. In simple terms, the yield generation framework explains how capital enters the ecosystem, how it's allocated, how it's managed, and how different systems within Coinverve are used to generate yield. And this matters because capital performs differently when it moves through disciplined systems. At Coinverve, the focus is not emotional decision-making or random market participation. The focus is structured execution, controlled allocation, and risk management participation. So whenever we talk about yield generation with Coinverve, we're talking about the structured process where capital is positioned, activated, and managed across different layers of the ecosystem. Now, let's talk about the different earning pathways with Coinverve. There are major three earning pathways inside the ecosystem. The first is that we call Coinverve's structured execution systems. This includes both Altera and Veltrix. These are Coinverve's execution systems. They're designed to activate capital through structured market participation. Altera focuses more on governed execution and structured capital deployment through managed mandate systems. Veltrix, on the other hand, is designed for faster market participation and higher velocity execution strategies. So, together, they form Coinverve's execution infrastructure. Second earning pathway is the C-Vault reserve layer. This is where unallocated capital can remain protected while still generating controlled reserve yield. Instead of sitting idle, capital inside C-Vault reserve continues to remain productive while waiting for deployment or withdrawal. The third pathway is the Coinverve Network Reward System. This allows participants to earn from productive network activity. And one important thing to understand is that reward system is not based on speculation or empty activity. It's tied to verified capital activity and earning generated within the network. So in simple terms, Coinverve allows participants to earn through execution systems, reserve yield, and network performance. Now, let's start with Altera. Altera is Coinverve's proprietary strategy and execution engine. You can think of Altera as the system responsible for structured capital deployment within the ecosystem. Its role is to identify opportunities, apply strategy logic, manage risks, execute positions, and continuously monitor performance. What makes Altera different is that it's not based on emotional trading or impulse decision making. Everything operates through predefined execution logic, structured allocation models, and embedded risk controls. This means capital is not just randomly entering the market. It moves through a disciplined execution process where structure comes first. That's why Altera represents Coinverve's core execution layer. It's where structured capital becomes active within the market. Altera operates through defined investment mandates. A mandate is a structured capital allocation program. Each mandate gives participants access to Altera's execution infrastructure, but with different allocation requirements, yield parameters, and durations. This is important because participants may have different capital sizes, objectives, and allocation preferences. The mandate structure allows Coinverve to provide different levels of access while maintaining the same core principle. Capital must move through structured execution and not guesswork. Whether a participant is starting small or allocating at a higher level, the foundation remains the same. Disciplined capital deployment through Altera. The Altera mandate structure is divided into different levels. The entry-level mandate starts from a minimum allocation of $50, offering up to 0.25% daily over a 7-day duration. The higher access level starts from $500, offering up to 0.33% daily over 30 days. The Altera Core mandate starts from $5,000, offering up to 0.84% daily over 30 days. The Altera Pro mandate starts from $50,000, offering up to 1.85% daily over 30 days. Each mandate is structured around capital size, strategy scope, execution cadence, and risk parameters. The higher the mandate level, the broader the allocation capacity and the deeper the level of system participation. But across every level, the foundation remains the same. Structured capital activation through Altera. For larger capital participants, Coinverve also provides Altera Enterprise. Altera Enterprise is designed for institutional level participation, seeking strategic capital deployment with enhanced allocation capacity. This mandate begins from $500,000 with yield potential up to 2.36% daily over a 30-day duration. Okay, guys, now I'm looking at the chat here, and I want you to ask me some questions here. I see Isaac. Now, while you're thinking about the questions, let's continue this thing here. So again, the mandate begins from $500,000, which is $500,000, with yield potential of up to 2.35% daily over 30-day duration. This level is structured for large-scale capital operations, priority allocation across system strategies, and enhanced deployment capacity. So it's not positioned for casual participation. It's designed for participants who require deeper infrastructure access and larger capital coordination. Okay? Now, there are basic guidelines participants need to understand before allocating capital into Altera. The minimum allocation into Altera begins at $50. Minimum withdrawal is $5. A minimal processing fee of 1.5% applies, and capital allocation into Altera mandate is released at the end of the mandate duration. This means participants should understand the duration before allocating capital. Once capital enters a mandate, it remains active while a mandate cycle is complete. This is a part of a discipline of structured capital allocation. Now, alongside Altera, Coinverve also operates another execution system called Veltrix. In simple terms, Veltrix is Coinverve's high-velocity execution system built for speed, precision, and tactical market participation. While Altera focuses more, on broader structured capital deployment, Veltrix is designed specifically for fast-moving crypto market conditions where opportunities can appear and disappear very quickly. As we already know, crypto markets are highly volatile, and because of that, many short-term opportunities require rapid execution and fast market response. That's exactly what Veltrix is designed for. Now, however, even though the system operates at a much higher speed, execution within Veltrix is still governed by predefined strategy logic, embedded risk management, tactical assessment, and disciplined execution parameters. So really, the difference between Altera and Veltrix comes down to execution style. While Altera focuses more on structured mandate deployment, Veltrix focuses on short-term tactical execution with high movement market conditions. Now, let's talk briefly about how the Veltrix system actually operates. Veltrix follows a very simple tactical flow. Probe, assess, commit, and enforce. And honestly, the flow explains the philosophy behind the system really well. First, the system probes market conditions. In other words, it continuously scans the market looking for movement, volatility conditions, and short-term tactical opportunities. Once the opportunities are identified, the system moves into assessment phase. This is where Veltrix evaluates whether market conditions actually meet its execution criteria and internal strategy logic. If the conditions align, the system then commits through high-speed execution. And finally, the system enforces structure and discipline through the entire process. So risk parameters, execution controls, and tactical rules remain active the whole time. In summary, Veltrix probes market conditions, assesses tactical opportunity, commits through high-speed execution, and enforces structural discipline throughout the whole process. Now, the Veltrix system operates through the Coinverve calls Veltrix nodes. Veltrix nodes are tactical execution units within the Veltrix system designed to engage highly volatile crypto markets through short-term, high-speed strategy logic. Each node is designed to engage highly volatile crypto market conditions using short-term, high-speed strategy logic. Now, let's look at the different Veltrix node levels. The first level is Veltrix Access. This starts from a minimum allocation of $10, offering yield potential of up to 1% daily over a 7-day duration. The next level is Veltrix Core. This starts from $510 with yield potential of up to 1.2% daily over a 30-day duration. And then there's Veltrix Pro. This starts from $5,000, offering up to 1.5% daily over a 90-day duration. Each level is designed around different allocation sizes, participation depth, and execution scope within the Veltrix system. But across every level, the core principle remains the same: structured tactical participation within fast market environments. Now, let's quickly go over the basic participation guidelines for Veltrix. The minimum allocation starts at $10. The minimum withdrawal is $5. There's also 1.5% withdrawal processing fee. And just like Altera, allocations are released at the end of the node duration. So once capital is committed into a Veltrix node, it remains active until the tactical execution cycle is completed. Now, let's move into another important part of the ecosystem, the C Vault. The C Vault is Coinverve's fortified capital holding layer designed to preserve, protect, and quietly grow unallocated funds. Before capital is deployed into Altera, it first sits within the Coinverve ecosystem. That capital needs a secure environment. That is the role of the C Vault. C Vault acts as a reserve foundation of the ecosystem. It safeguards unallocated funds while they await strategic deployment, withdrawal, or further allocation. So instead of allowing idle capital to remain inactive, C Vault keeps it productive within a controlled reserve environment. The C Vault reserve layer allows participants to earn 0.1% daily on unallocated funds. The minimum allocation is $10 and the duration is 7 days. Now, the objective of the C Vault is not aggressive return generation. It's designed for disciplined, steady yield while capital remains protected and available within the reserve environment. The C Vault reserve guidelines are pretty straightforward. The minimum allocation is $10. The minimum withdrawal is $5. A withdrawal processing fee of 1.5% applies. The allocation can be done anytime, and the capital is released at the end of the node duration. This gives participants flexibility while still maintaining structure. C Vault Reserve is especially useful for capital that is awaiting deployment into Coinverve's execution systems, while still remaining productive within the ecosystem. So far, we've discussed two major earning layers within Coinverve: the structured execution systems, Altera and Veltrix, and the C Vault Reserve. And now, we'll move into the third earning pathway, the Coinverve Network Reward System. This is the part of the ecosystem that rewards participants for building productive network activity. But it's important to understand one thing clearly. Coinverve rewards are not simply based on inviting people. They're based on productive capital activity within your network. That distinction is very important. The Coinverve Network Reward System is a core component of the ecosystem's capital architecture. It's designed to align participants' incentives with the productive performance of capital across the network. In simple terms, rewards are calculated from a percentage of your team's daily earnings. This means rewards are connected to actual economic value generated by the network, and not empty activity, speculation, or inactive balances. This structure supports Coinverve's philosophy of productivity-driven participation. So, The more your network grows, activates capital, and generates verified earnings, the stronger your reward potential becomes. How it works. Each day, capital within the network generates verified earnings based on the active strategies, mandates, or reserve nodes in use. The reward system allocates a percentage of those daily earnings to participants based on their rank and a reward structure. This means rewards are not calculated from deposits alone, they're calculated from the actual earnings produced by your team's capital activity. So, if capital is deposited but not generating earnings yet, the reward system does not simply pay based on net deposit. This is what makes its structure more sustainable. And rewards are tied to the output. The Coinverve Reward System is built around leadership progression and expanding participation across network performance. The structure begins as group leader, where participants earn 5% from daily network activity. From there, the structure progresses through multiple leadership levels. Senior leaders earn up to 10% total reward participation. Regional leaders earn up to 17%. Executive leaders earn up to 33%. And at the highest level, global leaders can earn up to 42% total reward participation across multiple layers of network performance. Now, one important thing to understand is that participants move higher within the leadership structure. Earnings are no longer limited to direct referrals alone. The system gradually expands participation across broader level of productive network activity and team performance. So let's use a simple example to understand how the leadership structure affects reward participation. Assume a team generates $5,000 in total daily earnings. At the group leader level, where the reward share is 5%, the reward for that day would be $250. Now compare that to a global leader, where the total reward participation can reach up to 42%. At that level, the same $5,000 in total daily team earnings would generate $2,100 in rewards. So, as leadership levels increase, participation across network performance also expands significantly. And because the structure is performance linked, rewards adjust based on the productive activity of the network. If team earnings increase, reward participation increases. If team earnings reduce, reward participation adjusts accordingly. That's what makes the structure dynamic and performance driven. That is why the system is performance linked. Now, the reward share is distributed across different referral levels depending on your rank. At group leader, participants earn from direct referral activity only. At senior leader, earnings expand across direct referrals and second level referrals. At regional leader, the structure extends to the third level. At the executive leader, it extends further to the fourth level. At global leader, the structure reaches up to fifth level. This means rank advancement does not only increase your total revenue share, it also expands the depth of your earning structure. And the higher your leadership rank, the broader your participation in network performance. Now, advancements through the leadership structure is based on total team investment contribution. The structure begins as group leader, which has no minimum requirement. To qualify as senior leader, a total team investment contribution of $5,000 is required. Regional leader requires $50,000. Executive leader requires $100,000. And a global leader requires $500,000 in total team investment contribution. Now, let's explain how team investment contribution is calculated. Not every level contributes equally toward your rank qualification. Direct referrals contribute 100% of their investment toward your total team investment contribution. Second level referrals contribute 50%. Third level contribute 30%. Fourth level referrals contribute 20%. Fifth level referrals contribute 10%. This weighing system is intentional. It prioritizes direct leadership and active team building. Coinverve does not want a structure where participants depend only on deep network spillover. The system is designed to reward those who actively build, guide, and support their direct teams. Okay, now let me see what you have cooked up in chat so far. Let me check if there are some good questions there. Okay, I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. See all those questions. I see Synergy. Bruno Lima asked the question. David asked the question. Okay. Okay. Okay, anybody else so far? Okay, let me just continue with presentation, and I'm waiting for more questions. I'm just waiting for them. I want them. Okay. Now, in addition to daily reward shares, Coinverve also provides milestone rewards. And here we are with a group leader, has no milestone reward. Senior leader receives $250. Regional leader receives $2,500. Executive leader receives $5,000. Okay, I see Chukwa question. Okay, fantastic. Global leader receives $25,000 again, and these rewards are designed to recognize leadership growth, team expansion, and long-term contribution to the network. They are not replacement for daily rewards. They're additional recognition for achieving major rank milestones. Now, to earn rewards, the process is very simple. First, you log into your Coinverve account. Second, you copy your referral link. Third, you share your link with your network. Fourth, build your team by helping participants understand how Coinverve works. And finally, earn the verified performance of your team's capital activity. But leadership is not just about sharing a link. It's about helping people understand the ecosystem, guiding them through onboarding, and supporting consistent capital activation. The strongest leaders are not just promoters, they're educators, coordinators, and community builders. So let's summarize everything that we have covered so far. Coinverve's earning structure is built around three major pathways. The first is Altera, which activates capital through structured mandates and systematic execution. The second is C-Vault Reserve, which protects idle capital while generating controlled reserve yield. The third is the reward system, which allows participants to earn from productive performance of the network. And together, these three layers create the foundation of Coinverve's capital infrastructure. C-Vault protects capital. Altera and Veltrix deploy capital. Okay. Am I showing my... Oh, I just... I've hit pause as a mistake. I'm sorry. Okay. So this, everybody got it? It's how Coinverve connects structure, execution, and rewards into one ecosystem. Okay, now this concludes the slide, concludes the main presentation. Now we'll move on to the question and answer segment. First, I'll address a few we've received across our support channels. Then I'll take live questions. If you have any questions, like I said, Synergy, just ask your questions in the chat. Thank you. I see your hand. So please keep your questions focused on today's session. Now let's see what we have so far. Okay, Simon's latest question about the button. Okay. Now, Isaac, why can't allocations be withdrawn immediately before the contract ends? Because the execution systems operate through structured allocation cycles. So, like once capital enters a mandate or a node, it remains active throughout that execution period. So the system can operate within its intended strategy framework. That structure helps maintain execution discipline and overall system stability. Okay. Now, Okay, so another question we have received so far is if my node or mandate finishes, do I have to activate again manually? Yes, once the duration ends, the allocation is released back, and from there you can decide whether to withdraw, reactivate, or allocate into another system. Now, David asks, why does Veltrix have higher ROI than Altera? Well, because the systems engage the market differently. Veltrix is designed for higher velocity crypto market participation and shorter duration tactical execution, which naturally comes with a different execution structure compared, to broader Altera deployment. Okay. We have a question: why does is Veltrix only focused on crypto? Veltrix is specifically designed for high velocity crypto market environments and short-term tactical execution opportunities. Now, when will the updates be completed? That's a good question. The updates are still ongoing, so there's no fixed completion date yet. The team is rolling them out gradually to ensure stability and proper system optimization across the platform. Okay. Now, let's see. Synergy Insights had the question. Okay, I see. I answered this one. What's the name of the bot we use for bot trading, and how secure is this platform? The system that used for trading execution is called Altera. I talked a lot about Altera today. And in terms of security, the platform is built around structured execution, embedded risk controls, monitored allocation systems, and protecting capital management layers that are designed to prioritize stability and operational discipline. Now, another question we had: what's the withdrawal time frame before crediting my account? It's 24 hours. Okay, who else do we have? Morn asks, is it possible to add a button to sponsor another member from your account to their account if they're new? That's actually a great idea, Morn, and this is why we have such a beautiful community that thinks about progress every single day. thank you so much for this. I will direct this to the our support, and they are gonna look into it. They're gonna see if they want to add this button, if that makes sense. They are thinking about this. They're brainstorming these ideas. So all that stuff. Hans asks, when will the updates be completed? Hans, it's an ongoing. It's an ongoing thing. So we have a lot of stuff to do. It's very exciting. We had a lot of success, a lot of interest. So a lot of things to be updated. I can't say for sure. The only thing I can say is we have a huge amount of people who are within this system, who are working tirelessly, practically 24/7. We have a huge team of over 100 programmers. So it will be rolling out one by one. So absolutely soon, sooner than you think, probably even. Okay. Chikwuka asks, please, is the withdrawal automated? Yes, it's fully automated. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions. Let's wait for a little bit. And anybody, I have time maybe for one more question. Go ahead. Okay. Chikuka asks again, please, how genuine is this a live trading claim? It's very genuine. I answered this at the last session, actually. So we are doing everything very transparently. We're doing this there are layers again, as I said. Some layers focused on high yield, high risk, but very high performing assets. Some are just basic baseline, reliable assets. So we are doing everything in diversified portfolio. We're doing everything so the money is safe, but it makes the money as well. Okay, well, I guess this is it. It concludes today's question and answer segment. If you still have questions, you can just send them through our official channels and they'll be addressed during future sessions. Now, before we conclude, I also want to briefly touch on some of the recent developments across the Coinverve ecosystem. I'm sure many of you have already noticed a few interesting updates on the platform over the past few weeks. A lot of these changes are part of Coinverve's broader direction towards stronger infrastructure, improved user experience, and more advanced execution systems. This is only the beginning. Behind the scenes, the team is, like I said, continuously working on infrastructure improvements, system optimization, and new ecosystem features that are designed to strengthen the platform over time. So once again, thank you everyone for growing with us, and there's still a lot more ahead. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. Coinverve is building more than just a platform. It's building structured capital infrastructure for intelligent market participation. Future of capital will not be driven by emotion, speculation, or fragmented decisions. The future of capital will be structured, system-led, and execution-driven. As participants, your role is to understand the system, activate capital responsibly, and build productive network activity with clarity and discipline. The official date and time for next session will be communicated through Coinverve Network's official channels. Thank you once again for attending, and we look forward to building a future of intelligent capital together. Thank you, Morin. Thank you, everybody. This has been fantastic to see all the guys again, to see a lot of new faces. See you later.